WDTV 13. Programming is sponsored by Joe's Check Cashing, McCrary Daniels Insurance Agency,
Roscoe Allen Jr. and Gubus Modular Buildings in Ocilla, Georgia. We proudly support local programming on WDTV 13. Dewey Hayes Jr., attorney at law, selected to the top 100 trial lawyers in the state of Georgia.
If you want your pizza fixed just right, chances are you'll go to Danny's. If you're celebrating a birthday, Holtz is probably fixing the cake you'll put the candles on. And if your wedding ring needs an adjustment, you'll find yourself at Crawford Jewelers. But if it's you who needs fixing, it should definitely happen here. Coffee Regional Medical Center in Douglas, Georgia. We fix things better here.
We're back from break, and joining me on the show today is Cindy Johnson, who is the Ceramic Studio Coordinator. Cindy, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Glad to have you here, and especially to talk about the Douglas Coffee County Parks and Recreation Ceramics Program.
Thank you.
And if you would, how long have the ceramic program been around, and how long have you been involved with it?
Ceramics it's one of the original programs of Parks and Recreation. They started in the 50s, and it was football and ceramics were the two first programs for our Parks and Recreation Department here. And
isn't that something?
It is, and the ceramic studio actually got started because a group of ladies were interested, and they started buying molds on their own, and I guess they approached the department about a play, so they occupied like 2 rooms forever in the old building, and the program, it grew with them, but they didn't really they just wanted adults, so they didn't ever branch out to anything else. And it grew, and I guess when they got older or whatever, they just donated everything to the Parks and Recreation Department. That's how it got started.
Well, interesting. I never knew that piece of history about it. If you would, tell us kind of how is it structured today with the different classes and the different ages?
It's a full service studio. We have several keels. We have a full room of greenware that you can come in and make your selection. We keep BS pieces that are already fired. A lot of people move here from other places, and they come and they may be working at home, so they just purchase something that's already fired. They wouldn't want to go through the whole process with us, but there's not very many studios left where we cast all of our pieces. We have a mold room, and we still have I have like 2 pieces I think that have been here since the 50s. Probably if you take care of your molds, you can hold on to them and have them over time, but there's a couple of things that we've probably got that were here from the beginning, but we got all kind of a wide variety of pieces to choose from, and then we have lots of different classes for different age groups or whenever you could come, and it's a great hobby. It's a real therapeutic hobby.
So when you mentioned about the different age groups, so you have for the young, how young?
We start at 6. I do, like a lot of times in years past, I've worked with all of our pre-K and preschools around, and that's their first experience of the studio would be coming and glazing like a little Easter egg, and a lot of them as they grow up, they'll tell me they got them or still have them, or their moms say they have all their different children. But then our structured classes start at age 6. And we run year-round 4 to 6 week youth sessions. After school, it's usually on Tuesday or Wednesday afternoon, and in the summer we run a shorter 4 week.
Well, we're going to talk about the summer in a minute, but I want to say this, that when you was talking about some of the parents keeping their pieces, I remember when my kids were younger, they went through some of your ceramic programs, and I still have some of those pieces, and I'm glad that I did hang on to them, because at first I was like, what is this?
I know.
But now they're so special to me.
A lot of parents sometimes come up to me, they tell me they have every piece. But when we do groups of pieces, I always think, well, maybe they'll give this for a gift, or they'll give this to somebody, but children love it. Boys and girls love it, and I'm probably on 3rd generation kids now. Probably I have some that I remember doing them, and now I've got their children, and It's just unbelievable.
Well, you mentioned about the summer programs. I know that you all recently had the Blitz Day where parents can come in and sign up. Are you full with your summer program?
They're underway. They're halfway through. But if you missed that and you would like to, come, you could call me and I could give you the hour. You can come like with a parent, or if they're 13 and up, you could drop them off during our open shop time. But they could still get in on some summer. If they missed the class, there's still something you could do.
Okay. You mentioned about open shop. Tell us about open shop.
Open shop is our 4 times a week. It's a very informal time that you can come and work on anything you want to work on, and somebody's there to help you, instruct you. Or it's like an open studio. We teach people how to read the charts, pick their colors, and they kind of, after they get going, they can almost work on their own. But when, you're different levels, so you can start at the beginning and we work with you. But children can come to that. It's just that we ask, younger ones don't think they can come for a 4 hours time
spot. It's not a babysitting service.
But we love teenagers, and we have good, that's a good summer activity for them too. But the open shop time just runs year round, 4 times a week.
Okay, and your studio is open in the mornings from Monday through Friday from?
On the open time, we're usually there each day 8 to 5. There may be some times we're not, but like Tuesday and Thursday mornings 9 to 12, and then Monday and Thursday evenings 5 till 9 are the open shop times. And you can, if you got 2 hours, you can come for that, or if you just got an hour, you can just do that. That it's a real open time, but somebody's there always to help you along.
Okay. And one thing that you all do also is you cater a program to the special needs population of the community. Tell us about that program.
That is, our shining star, I feel like, for our whole department, really, because if you have a special needs child, or even an adult, a mental health adult, there's not a lot, but they love ceramics. And how I got started doing that was in the 80s. They, one of the personal care homes, approached me about they wanted something to do at night for their group. Okay. And that's how I got started. And then as they got going, it was kind of hard for them to pay. So there were several people in the community that helped me fund that. I would do the fundraising, and they would help me with that. And then I started working with the training center and mental health clinic. It's just different times over the year. It's been different groups. But fortunately, in the last 8 years, I've been getting a grant from the Easter Seals from Southern Georgia. Right. And the entire amount goes to their projects. And I mostly pick up the special ed classes in the school system, and they really enjoy it.
Well, that's a great way to reach out to them and offer something that they could do.
Oh, they love it. They really do.
Yes, I've been threatening over the years to come over there, but I haven't made it yet to do a project.
You can do it.
Hopefully before I retire, or when I retire.
All right. Okay.
We can't assume that everyone in this community knows where it's located.
It's true.
So if you would tell us where the ceramic studio is located.
We are in it's the old Central School building, kind of located between Satilla Library and the Weir Center. We're in the center part of the Art Center. And you could come and enter on Coffee Side, or on the, it's on the complex, it's on Central Square. You can come from the inside or the Coffee Street entrance, either one. It's right there in the middle. My phone number is 384-4868, and you can call and ask any questions that you want, that you might have.
And for those who love computers, you have an email address?
I do. cjohnson@cityofdouglas.net. .com, sorry.
It's okay. Right. It's okay. Anything else about the ceramic program you'd like to share?
It's real therapeutic, and I always encourage people, even if you've never done anything like that, or you don't paint, you don't have to have, you really don't. I know people don't believe that, but as you start, you'll just kind of graduate up. You could do, you could make a lot of gift items. It's not one of those hobbies that's hard, it's just, to me, that's what's so good about it.
And one thing too, I don't know if we touched on this, but you have seasonal classes, like when there's a holiday, special select.
Yeah, we do. We have pieces. Whole groups of things for Easter and for Christmas, and we keep all the holiday stuff out because it's good to start ahead. If people came now, you can make all your Christmas gifts, you know, for this year if you want to.
How about that?
Yeah.
And that would be so unique to have.
It is. It really is. And you can make all sorts of things, utility items and decorative seasonal pieces.
What do you see as a time span and when people start on a project to complete it?
It takes a couple of visits. You know, that's one thing, like even with children, you know, there's very few things you could come and finish in one sitting, but a couple of trips and you'd have something finished. Once a lady, she got frustrated. She'd been working and she said, I have got to take something home tonight. My husband does not believe. So she scrounged around and bought some finished apples to take. I laughed and laughed. She said, he thinks I'm not going to scream because I haven't brought anything home yet. But I always thought that was funny.
She probably was a perfectionist and wanted to get it just
Well, we'd
right.
have to keep firing it, or she'd say, can I do this to it or something? So it took longer than she thought. She said, and she was a young mother, and she's like, he's just kind of letting me out of the house. And after he's worked all day, so she said he doesn't really believe I'm coming. So it worked.
What is an average cost? For a participating or range,
right?
Depending on project.
The open shop time, you pay $40 for the year. It's good for that's a membership type thing, and it's good for 1 year from when you pay it. And then we have a tool kit and brushes. It has about 6 good brushes in it. And your tools. That's like $25. That's kind of what you do to get started, and then all the pieces are just individually priced, and we use out of a central paint supply. The paints and 2 firing are kind of in with the piece, and you work there in the studio. And then it'd be, if you just came and bought, if you're working at home, it'd be different. So we break it down a little bit different, but it takes, you know, you just make that initial investment a little bit. And if you don't want to buy, some people don't want or not sure about it, so they might not want to invest in the brushes and tools. But you know, we have a community little kit.
Okay.
But you know, we'd welcome any new. A lot of my open shop people at night are kind of gardening right now, or baseball games or something. So it's a good time to get in if you want to make some stuff.
Well, we mentioned individuals. Do you allow groups to come in?
We do book groups. You know, they can like if they're doing a theme party or a little thing, or maybe that group likes a certain thing, and I even sometimes with the students from schools, like if they're studying something and one of the teachers might think of something, we do that kind of thing too.
Okay, well, good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, Cindy, so glad to have you here today to share with the community more about the ceramic studio and the programs you offered, and you gave your number and everything. And when you give your final comments, if you will, just give that again so everyone will know how to contact you and where you're located.
All right. We are located at Central Square Complex inside the Arts Center. We're part of the Parks and Recreation Department. You can call me at 384-4868 or C. Johnson at cityofdouglas.com, and I look forward to hearing from you.
All right, Cindy. Well, thanks again for coming.
Thank you for having me, Georgia.
You're welcome. We'll be back with more Douglas on My Mind right after this break.
WDTV 13. Programming is sponsored by
100 Men in Black and Roscoe Allen Company. 100 Men in Black, working to bring unity to our community since 2002. Boss Riders and Roscoe Allen Company. The Boss Riders, serving the Coffee County community for over 20 years. Crystal Sermons, LLC Legal Services, supporting your local programming. WDTV 13, with offices in Atlanta and Osceola, Georgia. Storage Solutions, etc., locally owned and operated and located at 1010 Bowens Mill Road.